couple of weeks ago I did a video on New Jersey's most haunted road, Shades of Death Road. But today, I'm visiting New Jersey's other most haunted road. It's even longer than Shades of Death Road. There's even more ghost stories about it than Shades of Death Road. It's apparently so haunted, they named a crappy horror movie after it. There's one story that actually made national headlines, and I have my own personal frightening horror story. Today I'm visiting Clinton Road. Let's go check it out. So the first stop on Clinton Road is the old Clinton Iron Works furnace. And if you've seen any of my other videos, then you've seen other limestone and iron smelting furnaces that I've featured in my other videos. This one's just like it. The thing is, those furnaces are so strange looking that it's no wonder people think that they're old druid temples or whatnot. And such is the case with the Clinton Iron Furnace, as we're about to see. It's pretty treacherous to get to, and there are no trespassing signs posted everywhere. So if you come out here, be careful. Let's go check it out. So just off Clinton Road, towards the south end of the road, you'll see the sign that indicates where the Clinton Iron Works furnace is. But you can't quite see the furnace from the road while you're driving by. You would actually have to stop and get out to look at it, but here it is. Unfortunately, it's crumbling and really falling apart, so the whole thing is gated off, so I can't get anywhere near it. But it is a massive structure. It's about as big as the furnace up in Sterling Forest in Tuxedo, New York. And since we're in the middle of summer, vegetation and growth is pretty crazy, so it's kind of difficult to get to it, and you can't quite see it. You can see where the bricks are crumbling there. There's also a cool waterfall to see. That archway there, that's Clinton Road, right there. After a good rainstorm, there's a lot more water flowing through this little waterfall. I'm gonna head back, try and get one more look at the furnace, and then I'm gonna get back to my car because I forgot my bug spray and the mosquitoes are crazy. So let's have one more look at the furnace and then continue our tour on Clinton Road. So for the next stop on the Clinton Road tour, I'm actually going in search of the remains of an old mansion. I've never been searching for it before. I kind of have a vague idea of where it is. If I find it, then you'll see it in the video. If I don't find it, you won't see any of this. So apparently you need a permit to hike in this particular section of the woods where I am right now on this old woods road. I do not have a permit, but I'm not going to be here long. From what I found online, the only thing that remains of the old mansion is concrete slab foundation and a chimney. Maybe we'll find it, maybe we won't. I hate to use bug spray. I try not to use it if I can get away with it, but not today. Too many mosquitoes today. Gross. I think I'm getting close to where this mansion used to be, because from what I found online, it said it was near this lake. And just up here on the old woods road, just up here is this thing. Whatever this used to be. And that tells me, that kind of thing tells me that there used to be a residence around here. And it was here in the mid-1900s. So it had plumbing and electricity and all that. Still looking. I still haven't found the mansion, but this is a much nicer look at the lake. So I had to make a stop. Alright, still looking. Well guys, I found something. This isn't the castle remains that I was looking for, but this is pretty cool, and it might indicate that I'm close. Check this out. Now, I obviously have no idea what this little dwelling was used for, but I'm thinking, you know, along the lines of a castle or a big mansion next to a lake. This could have been a small boathouse or a cabana for changing, or, you know, whatever. So I'm going to keep looking for a while. Well guys, I found it. And as I said before, all that's left is a concrete slab and a chimney. But it's still pretty cool to see. It's just a little bit, just a minute's walk from that last dwelling that I found further down the path. Here it is. It's a little lackluster, but all that remains is this concrete slab and this chimney. really not much else to see, but it's kind of neat, kind of fun to imagine what it would have been like to live here. This concrete slab is pretty big. The lake is literally right there. So just to give you an idea of how big this property was, I'm going to put the camera down. I'm about at the northernmost edge of the concrete slab. Alright, so I'm going to walk to the other end of the slab so you can get an idea of how big it is. Alright, time to head back to the car. There's more of Clinton Road to see. So guys, I'm at the site of our next stop on the Clinton Road tour. And that site is Dead Man's Curve. And I kind of hate that it's called Dead Man's Curve because it's so terribly cliche. But in this case, because of what this particular curve in the road used to look like before reconstruction, it is appropriate. You can see behind me, maybe you can't, maybe you can. So, if you see the road there behind me, and you see how in the video it turns off to the left there, all of this is new construction. That bridge is new. You can see all these trees here are new, recently planted. This is all new construction because before they reconstructed this bridge and remapped this curve in the road up ahead used to come straight this way. And these barriers, there's only these two left in place, but basically it was pretty much a right angle turn following this gravel road and connecting you to the rest of Clinton Road. All of this is all new. And this used to be Dead Man's Curve right here. And the thing is, back in the mid-2000s, the central, like 5 or 6 miles of Clinton Road was just gravel, like this. It wasn't a paved road, not the whole way. And so there were tons of accidents right here at Dead Man's Curve, which also, of course, gives rise to all of the ghost stories. One in particular is, if you put a quarter in between the yellow lines right at Dead Man's Curve, then at midnight, apparently a little boy will appear to you. A little boy who died here. I'm not going to be here at midnight to find out, but I wouldn't believe it anyway. But like I said before, in the intro of my video, I do have my own pretty scary story. So if you know me, then you know that I love my car, I love to drive, and I love to drive really fast. So when I bought my car back in 2000, Clinton Road was one of the first places that I would come to drive recklessly. And it was right here at the original Dead Man's Curve where on one night I came whipping around that curve headed north, and right about here in the southbound lane, as I was making this turn, it was probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night, but right about there was a guy just standing in the road. Now, I'm not saying in any way suggesting or saying that he was a ghost. No, it was a guy. He was wearing jeans, he had a ball cap on. I can't quite remember because this goes back to, I think this was like 2001, 2002. I don't quite remember if he was actually walking. My memory is saying that he was just standing there. Scared the crap out of me, that's for sure. Because again, this was a much steeper, is steeper the right word? Sharper. This was a much sharper curve. Really, it was really kind of like a right angle. And it was a gravel road. And I came whipping around, and there's this guy. And the thing is, like now, when I'm showing you this video now in the daytime, this doesn't look scary at all. But what you have to realize is Clinton Road at night looks like this. So, I'm sure the guy was all right. I have no idea what he was doing or why he was in the middle of the road. Maybe he was a hunter, maybe he was a hiker. Who knows? But like I said, it scared the crap out of me, that's for sure. Didn't deter me from coming back to Clinton Road because I've been driving up and down Clinton Road, I can't even tell you how many times since I first started coming up here back in 2000. Anyway, so a little more about Clinton Road. Clinton Road is 10 miles long, and it runs north and south between Route 23 in the Newfoundland, West Milford area, up to near Warwick, New York. And if you haven't been, the Warwick Drive-In is fantastic. Check it out. I think their website is just warwickdrivein.com, or just Google it. So if you live in this part of New Jersey, or just this area in general, check out the drive-in. It's a lot of fun. It's always a double feature. Tickets are only $10 a person, and they have first-run movies and great popcorn. And you can take Clinton Road if you live south of here, south of Route 23. You can take Clinton Road to get to Warwick Drive-In. But it's 10 miles long. Only the southern mile and a half and the northern mile and a half are populated. Everything else in between runs through forest, which is why for so many years most of it remained just a gravel road. There's a lot more twisty turns than certainly what Shades of Death Road has to offer. So it's a lot more fun to drive if you're into that sort of thing. But it is definitely a dangerous road, especially at night, because there's no street lights, and it's in the middle of the woods, and it gets dark, and it can get pretty scary, that's for sure. But now that the road is fully paved from end to end, it's traveled on a lot more than it ever used to be. Plus, with urban sprawl, more people are moving out this way. So, I mean, you can see how many cars have just gone by in the few minutes that I'm filming this section of the video. Another interesting little fun fact, back in the mid to late 80s, a dead body was found in the woods here along Clinton Road. And when the medical examiners were doing the autopsy on the body, they discovered an inconsistency in how the body was decaying between the internal organs and externally. And what they discovered is that the body had been frozen. And it was because of that discovery and that investigation that led to the capture and conviction of the notorious mob hitman slash serial killer known as the Iceman. And there's plenty of information about that guy. All you have to do is Google the Iceman and you'll get his whole story. But interesting, because like I said, the body that led to his conviction was found right here on Clinton Road in the late 80s. Alright guys, so we're on to the fourth and final stop on our Clinton Road tour today. And that's going to be hiking up to Terrace Pond. Terrace Pond is a huge and beautiful lake at the top of a ridge a little further up along Clinton Road. You're not allowed to swim in it, but people do all the time. I've been to Terrace Pond a dozen times with my friend Julie. She always likes to go swimming. I never like to go swimming in lakes. But that doesn't mean that I can't appreciate its beauty. So we'll be at the parking lot in just a minute, and then we'll begin our hike up the mountain to Terrace Pond. So it seems like the town, whichever town I'm in right now, trying to prevent people from hiking up to Terrace Pond, because this is the parking lot that I would normally park in, or most people would normally park in, and as you can see, they've barricaded it at both ends, and they have now no parking signs posted everywhere in the parking area as well. But as you can see right there, it used to be a trailhead, but I guess it is no longer. Here's one of the entrances to one of the trails, and you can see that's taped off. I prefer going a little bit further to a different trail. My guess is because it's an active pipeline. I mean, I was here just last summer, parked right in that lot, hiked up this same trail, so not sure what's going on. I did notice that last summer when I was up at Terrace Pond, there were more people up there than I had ever seen in any year prior. There's one group of kids that actually brought a hibachi up there. So who knows? Maybe someone got hurt. Maybe there's too much vandalism. Maybe there's just too much garbage. But here we are. This is the trailhead that I usually like to go up. And as you can see up in the distance, I'm going almost up to the top of that ridge. If this hike looks steep to you, you'd be right. This is one of the steepest inclines of any hiking trail I've ever been on. But the good news is, it's not very far. It looks a lot farther than it is in the video. Once we're about 3/4 of the way up, we pick up the blue trail and make a right. And then it's relatively flat until we get to the pond. Well, I've made it to Terrace Pond. You can see it in the background. And like I said earlier in my video, last time I was here, it was crazy crowded with kids, and as you can see, once again, the other side is crazy crowded with kids. Well guys, that's it for today's video. I couldn't really film at the spot that I usually go to at Terrace Pond because it was crowded. There's just too many people. I hope you got a good look at Terrace Pond. It really is gorgeous. If you come up here and you're lucky enough to get the place to yourself, it really is a surprisingly beautiful place to visit. And honestly, the hike really isn't all that bad. There are definitely some parts, you need some good shoes. There are definitely some parts that are trickier than others. As you can see, I'm back at the first path that I came up. I'm headed back to my car now. So that's it for Clinton Road. If you've never been to Clinton Road, if you've never traveled it, my suggestion would be to come up about an hour and a half before sunset so that you can see all the natural beauty that the road goes through on the way up, and then on the way back down, drive through at night, because that is part of the fun. Who knows, maybe you'll see a ghost. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And until next time, go take a hike.